what I'll do is I'll put the bonnet back on. I'm going to get rid of this, and I will probably start looking at doing these front coilovers. Alright, the bonnet is back on. Get rid of these towels. They jammed in there. Alright, the dump pipe is off. Nice and black in there. Okay, I've decided I'm just going to leave that on there for now. But that's on the inside anyway, so that's all pretty clean. I think I might actually give it a bit of a wash. Do a bit of a mix up, and off we go. Yeah, so it's all nice and clean. I'm just letting it air out a little bit. Oh, the lights turned themselves off. They must have a timer on them. Alright, so I've set it up on the stands, and I have proceeded to taking the shock absorbers out, or the coilovers, factory suspension, whatever you want to call it. Now this thing here, this is a different story. This is the lower control arm. Now, that is snapped. So, after a lot of swearing and cursing, I'll turn the torch on. We have a 3-inch dump pipe. Basically, this is a 4-port engine, don't forget. If you look over there, see I've tickled that engine mount just a little bit there. I'm going to tickle it a little bit more, and then go down and out. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get a V-band onto that and then actually get it through. Maybe. If not, I'll make some sort of like a slip joint for it. But man, this was a mission. Especially tacking it all myself. Obviously you got to mark it, put a line across it, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, that's the wonders of having a V-band. You could adjust everything, eh? Alright guys, we'll talk a little bit about these turbo manifolds. Okay, I might just zoom out a little bit there. Oh, that's in. Here we go. Alright, so steam pipe, all the way up to here, stainless steel V-band. Okay, this is a 4-port motor, but if you've got a 6-port, it's the same. The engine mount's the same. As you can see, it fits in without cutting or modifying the engine mount. You've got plenty of clearance between the OMP and the pipe. Now, there's a couple of different options you have. What you can do is either ceramic coat it or wrap it. Wrapping it is obviously the cheap way. It is very thick pipe. As you can see, it's like 5mm thick. So by the time that wears out, your car probably going to be 6 foot under the ground. Okay, so that's the hole for the wastegate, obviously. The reason why I've put it like that, I don't like putting the wastegate down the end there. I don't think that's a good idea. It flows, okay, and then flows out through here as it opens, and the rest of it goes into your turbo exhaust housing, thus creating a nicer sound when it comes on the gate. Instead of having the gate open here and just getting the sound out of one rotor. So, I'm indecisive as to exactly how that's going to go at this stage, but I'm thinking it's probably going to go somewhere like that, and then that way it can get rerouted into the exhaust if you want to do it that way, if you don't want to go screamer pipe. But either way, these things are going to be available very shortly. I know I've been saying that for a while, but all I need to do is finish a few little things on that car so I can take the manifold off that, and then I'm going to be chucking one of these on and working out my exact wastegate specs, if you want to call it that. Yeah. Also, these V-bands are on a slight angle. So obviously your exhaust is going to come up and go over all that stuff that you'll have going through here. You'll have your factory loom and all that sort of stuff, all these hoses, and go down through there. Now, if you're running a 6-port motor, you'll probably only be able to get a 2.5-inch pipe through. If you're running a 4-port motor, you don't need this. This can come off. That can get unbolted and then that just gets plugged up. It's just for that jet spray crap. So it's just more crap, man. Just take it off and chuck it in the bin. And so if you've got a 4-port motor, you will be able to get a 3-inch pipe through here. However, you'll have to tickle that and it'll be very tight, but you can do it because I've done it in my car. So, and I'll show you again. So obviously this is the 2-piece style. Now, as you can see, 3-inch, and it goes down there. Sorry about the light, guys, it's a bit glary at the moment, and comes through there. Just a bit of a tickle on that engine mount. But yeah, it's right up against the steering rod. That's the issue we have with the right-hand drive cars, but that's not a problem because we're going to fix that. We're just going to, sort of square off that bit of pipe there, if you know what I mean, so that it goes in a little bit so we can get just that little bit of clearance, and it'll be sweet. All right, my ones. What's that? 38 mil. eBay ones. 25. Now you're probably going to say, oh well, that's the size of the port. Yeah, that is the size of the port. But then you've got that little thing that goes around there on the engine that disperses all the heat. Now if that plate's like that, the heat's got nowhere to go. It just goes onto the plate. Whereas here, the heat will disperse and go into the pipe. So that's my method of madness for that. That one, this one needs to have a V-band put on it. And that one there needs to have the rest of it welded on there. Obviously on this jig here. They're going to be for sale for $750 a pop plus postage. Okay. So anyway, the next lot, which will be a better design, pretty much similar to the design that I have on my blue car at the moment. They will probably be up around the grand, maybe a little bit more. But I mean, $750 is pretty cheap for a turbo manifold. It's a low budget application. And I mean, they're not as good as the 3-into-1 headers or turbo manifolds, but they'll still be all right. They'll still be all right. And also the next lot that I make are gonna have the shorter T-pieces and all that sort of stuff. I'll show you what I mean. Obviously these are longer and it's a bit of sort of work involved in cutting all this sort of stuff. These, for some reason, my other ones were a different length. So I'm going to get the shorter ones again because the shorter design works better. It means that you can actually take the manifold off with a turbo, with the engine mount on the car. So in saying that, that's it. This is also another design that I'm working on at the moment. I need to make myself a merge collector so I can put all these 3 into 1. Da-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da. Same sort of setup, same flange. This is quite close to the OMP. It clears the OMP, but it's very close. So I personally would not take the OMP off a Renesis because it actually, the OMP injects oil into the rotor housings and it lubricates and keeps everything cool. If you take that out, you're in trouble. Even though if you premix, unless if it's more of a track car and you're running on like ethanol or something like that, yeah, that'll be fine. But yeah, this will be the next sort of thing that I'll work on. These are going to be, they're not going to be $750, put it that way. Yeah, these actually also bolt on with the factory engine mount. So the factory engine mount does not need to be cut for this setup to work, but that'll be coming soon. And yeah, as for this thing here, my long tube headers, which I also fabricated, I will be testing it, but I don't like that flange. A acquaintance of mine recommended that a little while ago, and I guess that's what happens when you listen to people and you don't do your own research. So thanks heaps for watching, and yeah, a bit of talking in this episode. It's not as exciting as usual. No cars going brap, 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 brap. Oh, there was a couple of girls dancing at the start of the clip, and this and that and that, but yeah, boring is good sometimes. Oh well, anyway. Oh, another thing I'd like to say, special thanks to everyone. We're getting close to 2,000 subscribers now, so that's good. If you want to chuck us a special thanks as well, because some of these videos that I do not pay me. Well, YouTube doesn't pay me because they have background music, which I've had to delete in this video as well, which is a hassle. So yeah, special thanks would be nice, or whatever you want to do. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you on the next episode. Got a nice little massage, bro. Yeah, man.